Morning, my peeps. This is Ray Hutchins, aka the Rayster. I'm the cybersecurity guy who is talking to you about remote work. We're focused on security and IT essentials associated with that. I've been doing remote work for a long time, since like 1999. Since then, in one way or another, and currently I'm a remote worker, kind of a nomad, moving from location to location. Learned a lot about this stuff and trying to share it with you through this series of videos right here. Today, we're going to be talking about why Wi-Fi is so dangerous when working remotely. So when you're working remotely, being able to connect to the internet is really the most important function you need. I mean, it's how you communicate back to the main office. Unfortunately, connecting to an unfamiliar network is also the most dangerous thing you can do for your data. But this is a challenge that needs to be overcome for remote work. There's 4 types of Wi-Fi that you're likely to encounter while remote. Each comes with its own risks and solutions. The first is public shared Wi-Fi. This is free Wi-Fi that you find at a coffee shop or a restaurant. It's by far the most dangerous and should be avoided unless it's really your only option. This shared Wi-Fi is available to anyone who's ever been to that location. This means it is possible for another person to monitor your live, unencrypted web traffic and maybe see and modify the files on your computer. Even if you're the only person currently on the network, someone could have left malware on the network to infect future users. These public Wi-Fi networks are set up with a purposely low security setting. This makes it easier for customers to connect and therefore generates fewer questions and complaints. Unfortunately, this is not good for your privacy and your security. You set these up using this little box, looks like a little square box like this, called a pineapple. We'll put a picture of it and a link to where you can actually buy these things and see how easy it is to set up. When they set it up, sometimes also they'll put up there, like if it's in a restaurant, it'll have like the restaurant's name, say ABC Restaurant, ABC Restaurant Secure Wi-Fi. That's what they'll call it, trying to trick you to use it, of course, to get in there, where now they are on your computer and can see everything that you're doing. This is dangerous, so pay attention to that, please. The second type of Wi-Fi is like hotel Wi-Fi. Hotel networks are desirable victims of cyber attacks because they have the potential to compromise traveling professionals with valuable data. Depending on the hotel, the Wi-Fi might be a shared public network like a coffee shop or a restaurant, which could come with the same risks. Assuming that you're staying at a hotel that has a validated guest sign-on, you're slightly more secure. However, you're still vulnerable to any other guests at the hotel and any malware on the network. If the hotel does not change its Wi-Fi access credentials, you're also exposed to employees or past guests who still have log-on credentials. Okay, the third type of network Wi-Fi is like, VRBO or Airbnb type networks. Rental kind of networks. These networks were likely configured by someone with no IT or security experience. The network might be vulnerable to outside attacks due to misconfiguration or low security settings intended to make it easy for guests to connect. Likely the Wi-Fi password is never changed, meaning that others have access to it. The network may also have malware left by past renters, either intentionally or passed on by an infected computer. Vacation rentals have the benefit of less traffic than a hotel or coffee shop. That's a good thing, meaning that there are fewer people to contaminate the network. But still, it's dangerous. Now, your last option is to use a hotspot from your cell phone. Hosting a private network from your phone is the most secure option available during remote work. Your mobile data is usually secure and encrypted. While it does have vulnerabilities, these vulnerabilities are far less common. But this option may be cost prohibitive or impractical depending on the plan, provider, and the network strength that you got going on. We'll give you a couple of links down there to setting up a hotspot on an Android or iPhone to help you out. They're not that hard, and you can set them up. So that could really be a good option for you and might be required for certain government contractors and other folks. Now, knowing what your dangers are, now what are you going to do about it, right? There's a few things you can do to protect yourself and your company's data if you have to use a suboptimal Wi-Fi network while working remotely. First, make sure your computer is configured correctly. Ensure that the local file sharing is disabled. This is something that will allow anyone on your network to view and download files on your computer. Ensure that your computer's firewall is enabled. A firewall is your computer's first line of defense against malicious networks. Additionally, disable your device setting for automatically connecting to public Wi-Fi. Malicious networks can masquerade as public Wi-Fi, which your device would try to connect to automatically. Okay, also, you should use a paid VPN, virtual private network service, when connecting to any unfamiliar Wi-Fi. A VPN encrypts all of your web traffic, so anyone monitoring you will see nothing but gibberish. Use a paid VPN because free versions likely record and sell your information to turn a profit. That's how they make their money, right? Which eliminates much of the privacy benefits offered by a VPN in the first place. Now, you can look up VPNs. We're not going to go into VPNs deeply, but I'm just alerting you. This is a tool for your use on this in this way. You can also use an external firewall, like I showed you in the previous video. I showed you my firewall. These are often configured more securely than your computer's firewall and prevent malware that may be on your computer from modifying security rules. I talked more about this device in my previous video. You should avoid updating your software operating system while on public Wi-Fi because attackers can spoof updated notifications. If you are ever suspicious of an update, download it from the software vendor's website directly. Okay? Lastly, again, like I've said before, disconnect when you're not using the network. There's no reason to risk unfamiliar Wi-Fi if you're not actively using it. No reason. Just disconnect. It's so simple. Now, following these suggestions will greatly increase your resistance to malicious activity while working remotely. As always, all of this information is available on our website for you to review further. The link's in the description. I hope you got benefit from this particular episode today, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Turnkey Cybersecurity and Privacy Solutions offers the complete cybersecurity program for small to medium-sized businesses. They include everything needed to secure your business and meet compliance requirements. Visit our website at turnkeycybersecurityandprivacysolutions.com to learn more.